Recording in progress. All right, gentlemen, let's get this.
Sorry about that.
No problem. Oh, and always.
It's not answering. Oh.
I might edit this portion out.
Good. Hey, I'm just going to be shooting my webinar. Are you free?
I'm and just remember, guys, keep your stuff on mute. All right, until we get the break. So I'm gonna put mine on. I'm gonna stop my video here, and I'm gonna put mine on mute.
Addition.
Hey guys, Paul Vunek here. Welcome to our webinar. Let me get you two out real quick. Okay, let's just so super slow. So here's the number one rule: never go down the middle. So when you guys are coming this way, if I go down the middle, okay, that's when I go down the middle, beat me up. Okay. So spread out a little bit. So if I shoot down the middle, there's no way to win. Okay. So what I need to do is when they're coming at me, is I need to find an eclipse. Now, if I'm over here, freeze. If I shoot this way, it's wrong. Go. I go this way, I've got an eclipse again. I'm back here. I'm not fighting Ricky. I'm fighting him. That's just the footwork. Okay, and then we take it from there. I want you to practice the footwork over and over. It's kind of weird when you're not hitting. It looks kind of fake. You got to be hitting, then it looks better. Okay, but at the end of the day, first practice the footwork, finding the eclipse. There's the first one. Sparring. We're just sparring. Let's put on top of the list there. Now we do some runs. Do Murata, I'll feed. Sparring. Drop one weapon. Sparring. Vibrato. Vibrato, I feed. Go back out, move around, take a breath. That's what it looks like if you're training knife. And I go here, but I'm not here. It's more here. So, and see how I'm kind of going back a little bit? So you do that. Just kind of go like that this time. So when I'm coming in, here is where I would definitely take advantage of this and go Dumok. Okay? If I tried to go Wing Chun, get that posture again. Kind of real tight up. Yeah, there's no pox out here. I could go Pananjak and boom, and drive this into the knee, into the thigh, but that's when you go into different arts. So if you're a pure Wing Chun man coming in with your Wing Chun blast and you find a big guy, you might need to go somewhere else. This is where Bruce Lee deviated. In here, just give me some punches, Ricky, boom. That's it. That's it. So the first thing I want you to do is just stay in this pocket and just get used to these. You can put on a little harder, Ricky. Yeah, that's it. Good. Until you just, like I don't give a shit part. Notice my hands, time out for a second. Notice my hands are kind of like here for right now. I didn't get into a clinch yet. I'm just getting used to the punches. Okay? Just getting used to the punches. Now, in between all this, get your head up a little bit. If his head is down when he's doing this, I would just do this. So if his head is up, boom, then I can headbutt him. So all you're doing, and it's hard to headbutt when you're not grabbing. This is hard to do. But I just want you to get used to getting hit and do that and just do that. That's the first thing.
Nice to meet you, Lisa. Good.
Once you've got that done, then I want you to go to the first position, the tie clinch. Now he's doing his head, his shot. Boom. Notice I keep him in here so the punches don't hurt. But when I want a headbutt, a little, boom, and then right back to here.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I'm all done for the day. So.
Break. Then we go to the second position.
The pellets. Jason
body.
had some, and
The body
I
is
guess
too close to headbutt.
tell Dave yet that
But you can
he
still
had, got an extension on the use, so we're good. until
Just
Monday.
get used to it. Relax here.
Jason told me because he's the one that I guess they have him assigned to like do all
Hey,
that
hey,
kind of
guys.
stuff, the renewal, the filings with the state and stuff.
All right.
And so he.
I'm gonna
"No,
try to
I
put
got
you
the
guys
extension
all
until
on
March
mute.
31st, so we can
Not
still use
everybody's
it.
on mute.
Are you comfortable?
Yeah, as long as we're. The
Mute
only
my
reason
audio.
I was worried was because the state the lady tried to pull me over when I was doing the service over here by the Krikorian. And
Stop.
yeah, and
Mute
at
my
that
audio.
time,
There's gotta be a way to mute
I
everybody.
hadn't like
Who is
arranged
that?
my truck or anything.
There,
So
there we go. I took care of him. Let me see. We've got anybody else? Mute. I'm just checking to make sure everybody's muted. Don't worry, on the video, on the recorded one, it won't have that. Oh, that's me. I think everybody. Pretty sure we got everybody. Nope, we still got people.
Hi, Ryan. Hey, sweetie pie.
I don't know. The worst thing would be a guy on a toilet. Asked. Oh, here, got him. All right, who else? Oh. Just remind everybody can hear me, right? Okay, good. Appreciate it. All right, let's continue. If we hear people doing this stuff again, we'll just unmute. Don't worry, your copy won't have this stuff. All right. It's yeah, there's somebody else in here.
Learn to enjoy and embrace this. And occasionally, boom! Break. So this is the first drill I want you to do. Tie yourself up, imitate what we just did. To fight outside of your weight class. If you're fighting a big guy that you just trade with, and you're trading, he's gonna win. But if you're faking the eyes and he's flinching up here, or you're faking the balls and he's going, and you have him as the puppeteer, it's one of the most important elements of fighting out of your weight class. And it's easier for you to get into your trapping, thus getting to your, what's it called? A symmetrical. Okay? All right, so here's what happens when you're moving around with somebody, and let's say I fake a thigh kick, and that visceral response. So we're moving around, jab me a few times, I jab you a few times, a couple MMA guys filling each other out, I go for that, boom, that's it. Okay, MMA, right? So we're moving around, all right? Now, I go for the takedown, let's say we're into the fight a little bit, okay? And he is going, I'm gonna fake, so I go for the takedown, go for the shot. Okay, you go to take down me, I'm sorry. And And I was counting. No, I'm gonna go take down you and you counter. Okay, hands up, ready, set, and go. Yeah, okay, so this is what happens when you do it. Now watch again. We're moving around. Now I fake. Okay, see that? That's what it'll look like if you fake it. Think about it. If you fake a jab, so if you're moving around and now you go to take me down, I don't let you. Boom, I'm gonna headbutt, of course. Now fake to take me down. I'm not gonna let that happen either. That's the response of a fake. Are you with me? Yeah. So I want to tell you why we're doing what we're doing. So, as we're moving around, and I go down and he fakes, boom, okay. Okay. You can headbutt from there. Okay? So, and lots of times, a big guy is not going to take him all the way down, okay? But it'll get the attention for the blast. All right? Okay. Ready, set. We're up sparring. Move around a little bit. Yes, break. Now that is the decision of life. So the Filipino boxing is panantukan. Filipino kicking is pananjakman. Pananjakman is the only close quarter kicking art that's really effective. Okay, so we come here. So let's say we're blasting and we're stuck here somewhere. Bam, this is pananjakman. Bam, this is pananjakman. Boom, foot sweeps are pananjakman. Okay, so able to attack the low line without having to pick this leg up and come with the big dramatic. So let me put your leg here. Here's just a little drill we used to do. Okay, watch what I do. Boom, 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 boom. Just learn where all your little shots are. Okay? And then when that comes, boom, boom, and then everything comes all at once, and then a Dumark starts flying, and it's all about the blast and grabbing the neck and headbutting and biting. That's your hub of your wheel. But again, you never know what someone's gonna give you. And you gotta take that gift. In, I wrap the arm, and I wrap the head. Now, this is what Hickson would have us work, an hour a day. And you hold him as long as you can, but eventually, go, hit. Eventually, he's gonna come back out again, and then you pull him back in again, and then you hold him again, okay? And in jiu-jitsu, what you're gonna do is while you're holding him here, protecting your face from getting hit, your legs are gonna sweep around and try to sweep him. Or maybe you can get a lucky triangle or arm lock. I do not agree with that in a street fight. If I'm gonna pull him in, I wanna keep him in. So now what do? I remove his ear, or his nose. Okay? So if he pulls out, he punches me, I pull him in, and then I kick off, come to my feet, he's got his ear swinging down. Want to go back to the ground there, Sparky? That was a joke. Okay?
No two redondos are the same. Okay? No two numeradas are the same. This is what I mean by this drill. So watch me move, watch him move. One side feeds it, and the other side just kind of does what they want. Okay, ready, Ricky? Yeah. We like to put the knife in just to give you more feeding material. Good. So, I have no idea what I'm about to do. I'm just following him.
And then his mission, I will have goggles on. I will have paint on my goggles. While I'm here, scratch my eyes. He's trying to scratch the eyes. And you know what I'm learning then? Before I get to here, the eyes covered. Roll up to the nose. You're going to learn all the subtleties. He'll be scratching your eyes. You'll have a mouthpiece. You'll be biting his nose, but you're still doing jiu-jitsu. Maybe you'll pop up to a mount, go for a scramble, take an arm, and then you'll be bugged out back onto the biting stuff. So it has to be conflated with the jiu-jitsu And in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, how they manipulate from posture to posture is like a tank. But the gun that they use to hurt you is locking. I love the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, but the gun that I use is biting. I mean, if I'm serious. Of course, a regular fight, we lock. You would never bite anybody, you wouldn't shoot. Okay, so take the time, spend 5 hours holding a big guy down. Have base. And the more base you have, the easier your bite will be. Remember, there are 3 lines of attack. The high line, which is the headbutt. The middle line, which are your punches and elbows. And the low line, which is your knees. When you're in clinch range, always one is open. Let me borrow you. Nope. So if we're in clinch range, and right now, what 2 lines are closed? The middle line and the low line. But what's wide open? Don't move, Paul. Boom. The high line. Now we got the high line and the middle line closed. What's open? Don't move, Paul. Boom. The low line. There's always going to be a line open in clinch if you have the ability to find it. If all 3 are closed, I don't know what they're doing, but I don't think they're fighting. Okay? So at the end of the day, the ability to find the line that's open is so important. Okay? So follow us again. Give me one more round of this drill. The receiver, simulate a headbutt and simulate a knee. Guys, if you're feeding, keep your head out of the way because you're going to get a headbutt, so be careful. All right, ready? Same drill. You can kick to the balls, you can knee them, or you can headbutt. And just do it not every 2 seconds. Do it when it's appropriate. Ready? Go. Great. And I go here, but I'm not here. It's more here. So, and see how I'm kind of going back a little bit? So you do that. Just kind of go like that this time. So when I'm coming in, yeah, here is where I would definitely take advantage of this and go Dumok. Okay? If I tried to go Wing Chun, get that posture again. Kind of real tight up. Yeah, there's no pox out here. I could go Pananjak and boom, and drive this into the knee, into the thigh, but that's when you go into different arts. So if you're a pure Wing Chun man coming in with your Wing Chun blast and you find a big guy, you might need to go somewhere else. This is where Bruce Lee deviated. This is a drill for reflexes. So the first thing you're going to do, Ricky, is just a fast gunting on my arm. Boom. And a nice slap so we can hear it. That's it. Just that one for me. Okay. Now, I'm going to do the same thing with this hand. So he's just going to lean a little and do the same move. And front hand. Now he doesn't know which hand's coming in. And if you're out here in boxing range, this is not the drill. You're supposed to be right here so he can't go backward, his back's on the wall. But the feeder, I started finding myself drifting. So I was correcting myself online saying, if you're out here doing what I'm doing, that's not right. Stay in tight. Boom, boom. Now either one, Ricky. Now this time, instead of going here, you're going to hit it with the backhand. 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 Okay, now we're going to mix them up. Good. When you're this guy, it's like, did you ever sit back in the chair when you're in class and some idiot goes up and he pulls the chair away and your heart does just kind of slow and feel it? Remember, I'm always trying to get double. That's what I want. But he doesn't want me to get it. So he's always trying to get double. But I don't want him to get it. And if he does get it and sit here, oh, I got to go to my back up to the ear. And then we go back down to this. So even if the guy succeeds, he loses. Okay, so then from this, we put in an arm drag. 1. Get to the back. When we get to here, 9 out of 10 people are going to base out, spread your legs, bend your hips. Yeah. They're going to try and break your grip. They're going to drop and spin. Yes. That's what they're going to do. Okay? So, slowly, when I got this, and he gets to here, and he turns this, slow, drop and spin. Boom! He's going to spin right into his headbutt, because I know what he's going to do. So all you got to do when he releases this, watch. He broke this. This is your move. Boom, boom, boom. Soon as he spins, as soon as he breaks this and comes at you, boom. You got to make sure your head's lower than his. Okay? Notice every time he feeds, I'm trying to get to his back. Always trying to get to his back. Always trying to get to his back. So this is how we learn the movements of combat. Either you spar or you do some brada going back and forth or one side feed. End of the day, hubud, Wing Chun, Dumog, foot sweeps, Tai Chi, and pick up the baby. Now this time, while we do hubud, I'll come and get you and you pick up the baby. Okay. Nice. Right back to hubud. And this time when you pick me up, headbutt the baby.
Headbutt the baby. All right.
Boom! Oh, man, that's cruel. Good job. But when I'm here and I'm holding him down, and I've got I don't want my pressure on my chest. I want all the pressure, my shoulder on his neck. Now, when I'm here, as you tried to get up and you couldn't, try to bite me. Now stop me from biting your nose. Okay? So here's how we do this. I bite his nose. He is going to grab this hand here and he's going to push here. When he does this, I'm going to come up to here. This is my move, is this. And then I bite his nose. Pull off. I come back up here. Boom. Come back down here. Hold this. Push me. I get this through the ear. Come back up to here. Headbutt. Take the nose. He pushes again. Okay. I shift to here. Come back down. Take the nose. You have to play your base. He's going to counter. You get out of your way. You go back to the nose. But you have to do that while he's trying to get up. You're going to fail. He'll pull guard. And then his mission, I will have goggles on. I will have paint on my goggles. While I'm here, scratch my eyes. He's trying to scratch the eyes. And you know what I'm learning then? Before I get to here, to the eyes covered. Right up to the nose. You're going to learn all the subtleties. He'll be scratching your eyes. You'll have a mouthpiece. You'll be biting his nose. But you're still doing jiu-jitsu. Maybe you'll pop up to a mount, go for a scramble, take an arm, and then you'll be bugged out back onto the biting stuff. So it has to be conflated with the jiu-jitsu. And in Brazilian jiu-jitsu, how they manipulate from posture to posture is like a tank. But the gun that they use to hurt you is locking. I love the Brazilian jiu-jitsu, but the gun that I use is biting. I mean, if I'm serious. Of course, a regular fight, we lock. You would never bite anybody, you wouldn't shoot. Okay, so take the time, spend 5 hours holding a big guy down. Have base. And the more base you have, the easier your bite will be. When I asked Dan, I said, sometimes when I'm blasting, I don't feel what's going on. I'm having difficulty feeling and he's blocking. And Dan said, if you add 2 things to Wing Chun, if you add 2 things to this blast, that problem will go away. The first thing is, instead of coming down the center line, when you get your obstruction, go high, low, high, low. If you're going high and low, it's infinitely greater and more difficult to block than if you're just going down one line. So say I already blasted Ricky and we're here. The minute I go here, give me a real fast block. Don't let me hit you. There you go. All right. Boom, boom. Then this goes low. And this goes high. Ooh, low again. Boom, and high again. Okay? So I go high, low, high. So imagine we're in a fight. Maybe he gets a shot in. Boom. Get maybe a kick in. Bam. Then he shoots another shot. Boom. And I get a destruction. And now I'm coming in with a blast and he gets this up. Minute, bam, 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 bam. Boom. That's when you do your thing. If this did not occur and I was just blasting without anything occurring, bam, bam, then it's obviously more efficient to just go here.
Here are a few moves that we like to do that I'd like you to work. Upward figure 8. The next one is Floretti. Floretti, your pinky is above your thumb, and you're just doing an angle 1 sweep. Just like that. Only you add 2 swings to it. 1, 2. That's how you do a Floretti. Then if you do a backward Floretti, you go 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay? Next is bacalao. Don't do this because there's too much space between your hand and your head. So bacalao is 1, 2. See the difference in my mechanics? 1, 2. Next, we can get some water, please. Next we have the armor. The armor pattern is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? So this is one of the most common patterns in the Philippines and they love it. Okay? So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are the 5 ways that you move with the weapon to help you out.
Because this hand traps and holds. Okay, give me, yeah, don't die on me. Just, ooh, boom, perfect. There's what I want. This hand retracts. So if you do this, tell me if I do this wrong. What am I doing wrong? Okay, did I hold with his hand? No. Did I say you're supposed to? That's what I did wrong. Okay, watch it again. This is what you're supposed to do. Bam, trap that. Okay, this is not good. Okay, because you didn't trap it. Watch, do a slap trap and come back. Bam, boom, and boom. Didn't do anything. Okay, so the purpose of the trap is bam, boom. You come in with forward pressure and dynamic, and it starts here with this guy, and you're mowing him. So if you go boop and come back out, you've done nothing. Now, tell me if I've done this correct, or what am I doing wrong? Boom. Anything? What did I do wrong? I didn't retract my hand. These were the 2 criteria. This hand, rubbing, remember? This hand holds, this hand retracts. You can't do it backward. Bam. That has to stay, this has to retract. All right, so let's watch again. What am I doing wrong? I didn't trap. Excellent. What am I doing wrong? I didn't retract. Excellent. What am I doing wrong? You better say nothing, motherfucker. That's my best pop style. Let me get you 2 out real quick. Okay, let's just so super slow. So here's the number 1 rule. Never go down the middle. So when you guys are coming this way, if I go down the middle, okay, that's when I go down the middle, beat me up. Okay. So spread out a little bit. So if I shoot down the middle, there's no way to win. Okay? So what I need to do is when they're coming at me, is I need to find an eclipse. Now if I'm over here, freeze. If I shoot this way, it's wrong. Go. I go this way. I've got an eclipse again. I'm back here. I'm not fighting Ricky. I'm fighting him. That's just the footwork. Okay, and then we take it from there. I want you to practice the footwork over and over. It's kind of weird when you're not hitting. It looks kind of fake. But you got to be hitting, then it looks better. Okay? But at the end of the day, first practice the footwork, finding the eclipse. The next best way is Kali. You don't come straight. In Kali, you zone. Everything is lateral. So let's see what angle would be best for this. Right about there. If I do a fast block, a fast Paksao on Ricky, he'll block it. Or perhaps. So, boom. So, boom. So as I go in, freeze. Now when Ricky blocked this, don't move, Ricky. As you see, his hand is in center line. That's good form. I don't want my opponent to have good form. So when I go, instead of going here, I'm going to go here. So Ricky blocked this one. Did you feel a little touch? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay. If he blocks it, this is already here. Let me go half speed. Boom, you're blocking. Yeah, just do that. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. So I go 1, 2. And then boom, I'm in again. So to go 1, 2. Work this in the mirror. Paksao, not straight, but Paksao with an angle. And then this comes in angles here. It's heaven 2. Look at it again. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. So one way to beat the system is to go high, low, high. One way to beat the system of a good blocker who's covering well and you're not seeing anything is to go lateral. So watch again. High, low, high, or boom, boom, lateral. So he's fighting me a little bit. I'm keeping my base. Now we get to the camera. Slow down. Stay here. Okay, don't move. Okay, now we get to the camera. I'm lifting this up. I put my hand on his face a little bit. Now I'm in the eye. Now get my thumb off your eye. See how I'm lifting this? Boom, boom, boom. Back to here. Go. Take me down. Ah! Ah! Okay? And when you go down, you go down. Sometimes you go down, you okay? Yeah. That's how you do it.
Okay.
And if you're not taking base, and when you go down, you take that right away. Pick that up. Hang in there with me. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
Some makeup.
Sorry. You okay?
Yeah, it's good.
There was crap. What was that? The phrase. A smart phrase. Do you have them? No. So when the girls mentioned this, she was like, "Go downstairs and when you talk to somebody, ask them for smart phrases."
Okay, I'll hook you up with all of them.
Okay, because I don't have like progress note and stuff like that.
That guy. All right, guys, that was the first half hour. So we're gonna actually go into the webinar, all the stuff. I'm gonna check the chats real quick to see if there was any questions or comments. Do that. Says hello, everyone. Super Paul. Greetings all. Snake blocker, I'm glad. Hey, by the way, Snake Blocker, he is collecting all the certificates and registrations. So we're trying to build a database. I'm getting contacts. Super Paul gets contacts all the time. We want to encourage people to train. People are always asking, hey, do we have somebody in Pennsylvania or whatever? And, obviously we don't have a database. We can't keep a track of everybody, whether they moved. And so, turn on the mic. Turn your mic. Oh, that was another one. Anyhow, we appreciate that from Snake Blocker. Snake Blocker, you're still out there, right? here. Dance through Denver. Blah, blah, meet her. Blah. Anything else? Blah. Right. Okay, boom. All right. All right. Okay. All right. All right, guys. So we're gonna start. We're gonna start the second portion. This is probably my most favorite webinar that we've ever done, other than the one that when he bit me and I squealed like a woman. There's nothing wrong with women though. I just found my inner feminine in me. No, I did that. So anyhow, I strongly encourage everybody to do the real bite. I mean, not on nerves, but to get that response, you know, you need to receive it. It's different because we always do the, you know, like that. No, you got to get bit. It's quite an experience. All right, so let's go into this portion. All right, guys, if you have any questions,
Typically, I have two
just let
ways
us know
of teaching.
on the
If
chat,
we're
and we're
showing
going to take questions
dynamic
off
stuff,
that.
sparring, that's one way, and we've done a lot of that. But now what I want to do with this webinar is show you a litany of technical information. Okay, I want you to have a whole bank of information here. One time, it was 1980, no, 78, I was 18 years old, and we're in Aspen, Colorado teaching, and Dan's idea of teaching you how to swim is he throws you in the water and he walks away. So Dan said, you know, I want you to teach. I go, teach what? Teach them? Yeah, you're going to start teaching. He goes, so I'll be right back. What do you want me to teach them? Anything you want, Paul. He walks away and he doesn't come back for 5 hours. And after the second hour, I'm bumbling all over myself. I blew my wad. I didn't know what else to teach. I did kickboxing, trapping, everything I could do. I mean, it was a shit show in a dumpster fire. And I'll never forget that. And I made a promise, I'll never do that to my students, okay? You guys will always have information. So if somebody says to you, we're gonna pay you this much money for a webinar, a seminar, and here's what you gotta do, and it's 5 days long, no problem, okay? So with that said, we're gonna take a lot of notes, okay? We're gonna break, and I want you guys to take a lot of notes. The first thing we're gonna do is hubud, okay? Now, I want to show you a few basic things out of hubud, and then I'm going to show you how you can teach hubud for 5 weeks straight and never repeat yourself. Okay? So this is hubud. We're sitting here moving around, doing our hubud. Okay? If you say to yourself, raise, slap, and hit, raise, slap, hit, that always helps you if you're just learning this. Okay? But this time I'm going to go 2 hits and sneak this in here. So watch what I do. I go 1, 2. Okay, now Ricky, when I do that, with that hand, just block it. Okay, so I'm going 1, 2, boom, that's the block. Okay, let's see again, please. Boom, 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 boom. Now, from that block, hit me. Left hand, yeah, that's it. So you just boom, boom. Okay, so when you do it, kind of give a little turn in the body. So I go 1, 2, he goes, and then when he hits me, oh, I should have just let you hit me so they can see it. Do it again, please. That's it. You kind of keep this here for a moment. Okay, so let's do it again. You're going 2 hits, 1, 2, you're hitting him, he blocks it, and he hits you. When he does that, bam, you're going to do your good thing. So it's going to look like this. 1, 2, boom, boom. And go back to hubud. This is the first thing I want you to get down. Okay, 1, 2, boom. Now, when you get this, just raise this hand up. Now, do the same thing on that side. 1, 2, block and hit with that right hand. Bam! So it'll sound like this. Ta-ta, pum, ta-ta, pum. If you get the rhythm right, the code is so important. If you get your percussion, the half beats are easy. Okay, so we're doing our hubud. I go 1, 2, 1, 2, bam, bam. Then I go here, so I'll just keep it. Then I go here and I'll do the same thing. 1, 2, and hit that right. That's it. So here we go. Now this is the rhythm. Boom, boom, bam, boom, boom, Yeah, just come in and do that. Yeah, that's good.
Hello, Brucey. You got this from Marshall. Marshall is selling these, by the way. He might have 2 left.
Hey, give me one. Dang.
Like a seminar back in 2019.
All right, here we go. Raise, slap, double hit, bam, set, double hit, and off. That's okay. When I go here, we do it again. 1, 2, tap, hit here. 1, 2, and hit. There you go. All right, and then get it to where you're just walking around and you feel natural. What this will do, this little technique here, will give you rhythm. It'll just teach you subtlety, so you're not like a robot doing hubud. Okay? So that's the first thing. So write down a few of the points that I just mentioned. The double tap, you hit, and you come back. So take your time and write that down for a moment. We're going to break about 4 or 5 times during this webinar, just because this is hyper-technical, this stuff. I'm going to give you enough information that you can train for 6 months straight. All right? Now, the next one we're going to do is we're going to show you how to switch to go from your right to your left in hubud. So, this is right-handed hubud. Why? A little more. Yeah. This is right-handed hubud because I'm hitting with my right hand. Okay? So if I want to make it left-handed hubud, I got to just switch that over. So when we do this, I go raise, slap, and 1 hit. Raise, slap, hit. But if I want to go to the left, I go raise, slap, slap, hit. Now we're on the left, doing hubud. If I'm going to go back to the right, I go raise, slap, slap, hit. And now, yeah, block and hit. Boom, that's it. Okay? So, raise, double slap, boom, bam, that's the first one. Boom, boom, pack, boom. The second one, raise, slap on the right, then slap on the left. And now you're in the left. Now again, if I want to go back, I go slap here, and I'm back on the right. So I'm just going to switch a couple times and you see it, see if you can follow me. Okay. That's it, now on the left. Now we're back on the right. Left. Okay, so the general idea is you want to feel comfortable in hubud. It should not look mechanical. Okay? It is, hubud is wrestling. When I did this with Dan, he would throw me around the room. I'm always trying to keep my balance, and then he's putting the techniques in. All right? So, those are the first 2 things I want you to get. Okay? The double tap and the switch to the left. We'll be right back. Okay. Now, Bruce Lee used to say, no art is superior all the time. So in Jeet Kune Do, we want to find the art that is superior at the moment. You might switch from Tai Chi to Wing Chun in just a matter of a nanosecond. People ask me, well, if there's so many different arts, what's the most deadly? What's the best? Okay? And they would never believe me because their mind is not open to pure combat. But Tai Chi is your most lethal art. Okay? And you say, well, how can that be the most lethal art? You're not punching, you're not biting, you're not eye gouging. It's 10 times better than a face bite. 5 times better than an eye jab. It's Tai Chi. What if you're fighting on the side of a freeway, which is not uncommon, and that fight turns deadly? Tai Chi is the art of pushing, boom, moving somebody. So if I go bam in the face, and then I go boom, just to shove him, I'm going to shove him right into a moving car. We don't have anything in our arsenal better than a 55 Buick going 75 miles an hour. Okay? So when you're in a life or death situation, and you want to move a body from point A to point B, it's not Wing Chun, it's not Thai boxing. It's Tai Chi. Okay? So, keep in mind why we do this. Art to art to art. Without even thinking, it's a part of the process. Just as a boxer goes from a jab to a cross, we go from Wing Chun to Tai Chi, okay? Depending on the moment. All right, so the first thing we're going to teach you out of hubud, because we're going to break down different arts, is Wing Chun. Okay, so we're going to do Wing Chun on hubud. So, we're moving around, we're going to raise, slap, hit. Now when I slap, I'm always coming with this angle. That is an angle of 1. So Ricky knows if I do that, he just keeps hubudding. 1, 4, 1, 4, 1. But if I come with an angle 2, see how he stopped? That's perfect. That's your cue for training. It's like in dancing, you have to, okay, that's your cue. This guy knows that. Once he does that, once he stops, then I go into my Wing Chun. All right, so we're doing hubud. We're seeing an angle 1 coming, but now the angle 2 comes and I'm here. Now I just come in with another pop, and then we go right back to hubud. So it's the plain old, you know, from here we used to just sit here and boom, boom, okay? A little static, okay? So when you do it out of hubud, it becomes much better. Moreover, when you're doing hubud, nobody knows what the other guy's going to do. Here I have it all written down for a nice cozy agenda, but when you're doing this with somebody and you're both about the same level, you might be doing hubud, and he goes for a Wing Chun, and you counter with it, okay, and it just goes back and forth. So when you can go from art to art out of hubud, when you're in a real fight, it's much easier. Okay, so watch what we're doing. Raise, slap, hit, raise, slap, hit. Oh, number 2 comes, pops out, goes right back out to here. Okay? Now this one, raise, slap, hit, number 2 comes, and boom, pops out. And then I go right back to here. So Ricky knows that if he sees this angle, he stops. Gives me an opportunity to do my Wing Chun. Okay? So hit, boom, boom. Then go back to the lop side. So that's how we switch, and that's the mentality and paradigm of our training. Okay? So Wing Chun, you see the 2 coming. Now the next art, let's get this written down for you. I'm going to help you with the notes. Okay? Because this is how you should take notes and do it in a way that is Jeet Kune Do. Okay, so we have hubud. And then out of hubud, the first art that we do, Wing Chun. Okay, the second art that we throw in is going to be Dumog. Okay? Now, Dumog is Filipino grappling from the waist up. It's moving the body from place to place. Its forte is not necessarily to shove a body, because most Dumog techniques you're pulling. So if I'm here like this, I'm pulling, that's Dumog. If I grab the arm here and I pull, that's Dumog. Okay? So Dumog is moving the body from place to place. You don't start a fight doing that, but if you hit him a bunch of times, then all of a sudden you move him. It's really advantageous. Okay, so we're doing our hubud. And the first one I do when I'm on this side here is I put this elbow here, and I'm going to crank it. All I want is that I can't really reach his head, okay? But if I go here and I crank it, now, boom, look how close we got. So that little Dumog crank gets you in a position that you can do what you want, okay? So the first one is the inner forearm, and my elbow is touching it. I'm going down with the elbow and up with this. So as we're doing our hubud, I position my body. That's also a hit on the nerve. And then boom, I do a little crank, and then we get right back up to here again. Okay, so back, well, we'll just boom, go back up to here. The other one now is when I'm on this side. And then I do a little crank, and we're back up to here again. So, let me just mark your arms. So here, one, move. The other one, same thing, but on the outside, move. So those are the 2 Dumogs we do out of the forearm. Okay, now we move up to the humerus. If I go on the inside, here, I just pull. Okay, throwing down whatever. If I go on the outside, here, I can pull or I can push. But I have control of his body. You're not going to sit here and do this into the next zip code moving around. You're just going to make one little move, boom, and get a headbutt in. inside, outside, inside, outside, inside, outside, inside, outside. Now you might, you might just sit here doing what you want to do and go, oh, look what I got. You just take it. It'll come. Once you've done this so much, it'll just come to you. Alrighty? So, this is hubud, and this is dumang. Now this is Chinese, this is Filipino, and as Bruce would say, so Bruce looked into every art you could imagine to see if it had something that he could add to his art. He started out with Wing Chun, and then he went into Savate, then he went into Thai boxing. Bruce covered so many different arts, but he wouldn't take the whole art. He would say, I don't like that. Oh, that sucks, I don't like that. Oh, I like that. So he'll take that technique. Okay? So you absorb what's useful, you reject what's useless. And as you can know, well, Bruce already did this for us. All right, now from hubud, we're going to go to Tai Chi. A prerequisite of Tai Chi is that the hands are kind of pinned to the chest. So when we're here, let's say if I go pops out and lops out. Now here is where I would do Tai Chi. There's a lot of moves in Tai Chi, but the two main ones are a push this way or a push this way. So if I'm here like this and we're here, that's one push, okay? Or if I'm here, that's another push. So the idea of Tai Chi is kind of like breakdancing, is to hold body. And it starts from here, it starts from your toe. And you learn how to be dynamic. Big guys use their arm, the little guy's stronger. Okay? So, we're going to do Tai Chi out of hubud. So the first thing I do is I come with the angle 2, which he stopped like he should. Then I go here, and now I'm right on the chest. Boom. But in order to keep the flow going, you got to follow him. Okay, you got to follow him. So I go 1, 2, 3, and then right back to hubud. 1, 2, 3, back to hubud. Okay, so that is going, let's do the other two. So while I'm here now, instead of raising and slapping, remember the other Tai Chi move is with your shoulder? I'm going to raise and pull. So I just pull, and that puts me in the perfect position to move him. And then, oops, off camera, sorry about that. Let's get it through. So I'm moving like this, I do a lot. I insert my arm here, okay? Now, my right hand is checking his left, and my head is lower so he can't headbutt me. Believe it or not, that's a safe position, just to be right here. And then you give him a little shove, and then you get back out to here. So this is doing Tai Chi out of hubud. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just do a pull here, come under, and you want to apply your pressure on his hip. If you apply pressure here, the body will bend, and that absorbs the energy. But if you apply pressure down here, he's got nowhere to go. So that's where you're going to move him, particularly if you hit him a few times. All right, so this is dumang out of hubud. So out of hubud, which is a drill, we're going to do our techniques. If you just do a technique statically, it won't become better. And if you try to go, okay, I'm not going to do a Tai Chi statically, I'll try it sparring. That's not going to work either. Recording. So in between technique and sparring, which is super dynamic, and drills bridge that gap. And once you do the drill enough, it becomes more and more aggressive. And it almost looks like you're sparring. Okay? So write down all these points, very important. Next, we have locking. Good old locking. Oh, thank you. Tai Chi in here. And we have locking. All right, Tai Chi. Now, in locking, I don't want to go through all the locks with you. You know different locks. So just watch the combination. You can be doing hubud. And as soon as I grab the thumb, that's one lock. Okay? So as I go here, instead of slapping on the forearm, I slap on the thumb. Take it out. And I'm doing all the different locks. Okay? So Tai Chi, hubud, everything goes together. Locking and hubud is the same thing. Okay? So now the next one is I just take the elbow. Okay? That's the next lock. Now we can do combination locks where I take this, then I'll go here, then you take it down to here, take it around to here, come up around to here, okay, and then sweeping is not something that you do in order to get to sweep. Sweeping is something that you do, sweep him, in order to hurt him worse. So once again, we're doing hubud. I do my wing chun, just close the gap. 1, 2. Now I want to come in, look, Benjamin's a little wide. Just make a little wide for me. See? That'd be perfect to do. Okay, so you go 1, 2, elbow here, and this is my foot sweep. Okay, then we come on back up, and we continue training. And when you fall, see if you can fall like that. Don't let your chest touch. Yeah, that's just a bad habit. So we're doing hubud, and I want to do sweeping. So I get the hands trapped up, boom, boom. This time I'm going to take it this way. And then we come back up. Okay? So sweeping, again, depends on his body. Kind of be like that for me. That is going to entice me to go inside. Okay? Now cross center line with that leg a little bit. That's not too cool. Most fighters, that's a mistake, and this is wide open sweep. So you're kind of gauging where his leg is at and what you're doing in relative to his motion. So we're doing hubud. I close up the gap. 1, 2, get a little elbow in, foot sweep, boom, back up again, back to hubud. Yeah, you get back to hubud quicker? Yeah. All right. Next is savat. I have a rip muscle, Ricky, so I'm going to have you do this to me. Okay. The 3 main targets in savat are street savat. The groin, the solar plexus, the kidney, and the jaw. Okay? When I first met Daniel Doobie, I'm sitting in the office with Larry Hartzell and I think it was Tim Tackett. It was like 1 in the morning. And Dan said something that we had never heard him say before. He goes, I met a guy in Hong Kong whose kicks remind me of Bruce Lee. And everybody in the room just said, huh? Because Dan, when you ask him who's better, Bruce or this, he'd roll his eyes. You know, it's like, what do you think? What do you think? But he found somebody that actually thinks the kicks are equal to Bruce, or close. And then he said, the guy's coming in for a seminar next Saturday. So I did what I always do. I went to the seminar, and I met up with him, shook his hand, and said, want to spar? Okay, let's just, want to spar? Usually that works out for me. Okay, this particular time, I hadn't seen the angle and trajectory. So I'm moving around with Daniel Doobie, I'm throwing some punches at better hands, and all of a sudden he takes his hook kick up and goes, bam! And I'm down on the ground, face down and shaking. I wake up, and Doobie is here, and Inosano's here. Doobie's like, oh, I'm sorry, are you okay? And Dan's like, okay. Daniel Doobie passed away, okay? So say a prayer for him. So what we do is we add street savat to our hubud, and then pretty soon you'll be able to do that savat out of sparring. So Ricky, he's standing over there. Well, let's get you here, and let me have you do a right kick to my kidney with your toe. Yes, perfect. Do it again. Good. Okay, do a left kick, Mike. Boom, that's perfect. See how he doesn't change the angle of his foot? We're not pointing it down because there's too much surface area. So that you only hit with your toe when you have shoes on. It says shoe arc. When the tournament they're in, they have Savat shoes. Okay? And they pinpoint everything. So, we're doing hubud. Let me get a kiddie shot here. When I go from here to here, that's his opportunity, boom, for some Savat. Okay? Maybe I want to do Wing Chun, maybe a little Tai Chi, and as we're moving, and all of a sudden, he does Savat. Boom. Okay? Now this time, take that foot and kick me in the solar plexus. See, as we're here, if I'm on this side, boom. That's the Savat. And again, a lot of martial art, they just shut their eyes and kick and hope they're going to get something. Whereas Savat, they pinpoint everything. And there was a reason why Bruce Lee studied Savat. Because a smaller man can beat a bigger man if you're pinpointing organs. If you're hitting the kidney, or the solar plexus, or the nerve here that makes you go to sleep, okay? And you just hit it with a toe. So I recommend that you learn Savat and practice it. And you add Savat to your arsenal. You might be doing Wing Chun, you go for a headbutt, you push him off, bam, and you get a Savat kick in. Or you might move around, fake here, boom, and do a Savat kick in the solar plexus, and when he's like that, then straight kick him. Straight blast him. So the idea is, it's a pinpoint kicking art that goes for the organs. And it takes away the concept of weight class. That's why it's so beautiful. All right, one more time. Give me one, Ricky. Okay, boom, bam. And give me the solar plexus one. Boom, boom. Okay, so that is adding Savat. And you don't just do one at a time. When we're doing hubud, he might do Savat, and I might do Wing Chun, and then he might go for a foot sweep, I might counter and do Tai Chi. So these arts are countering each other. I'm just showing you the art individually. But when you do hubud, you don't just let this guy get his movement. You make it more sparring. So if he goes for a move, let's say Ricky, you go for a foot sweep here. Okay? Boom. And that's when you're going to go down. Okay? Well, if I'm doing hubud with Ricky, I'm going to let him foot sweep. Okay? So when he goes with a foot sweep, I just pick up my foot. I just pick up my foot and go right back to here. Foot sweep, just pick up your foot, but the idea is to do it at the right time. Okay? Whatever counter you're doing, you want to do it at the right time. All right? So, hubud, Wing Chun, Chinese, Duma Filipino, Tai Chi Chinese, locking everybody, Thai boxing Thailand, sweeping everybody. Everybody's got sweeps. Okay? So here's the potpourri of nationalities that we're pulling from in order to increase our arsenal. And we do hubud because it is dynamic and you're moving. Dan is so big on drills. So big on drills. The JKD class, people sparred really hard, okay? But that's because for several years, to get to that class, they were drilling. So you'll actually see, if you're watching our JKD class, you'll actually see kickboxing, Duma, Savat, foot sweeps, and we would do it out of sparring. Why could we do it out of sparring? Because we just got through spending months to years doing it out of these drills. The drill is the segue to the sparring. All right, stay with me. Savat up here. Western boxing. Jab, press, hook up, cut over here. Now, by the way, I have 8 things here. I picked them out of my hat. There could be anything here. If you're a judo man, and you're saying, I want to study Jeet Kune Do, okay? Somewhere in Jeet Kune Do, you're going to have a nice flipping game. So you might be doing a straight blast, you tie up, boom, and you flip them. So you could put judo in here, okay? There is no limitations to what you can put in here, okay? The most popular, the most common, the best arts are some of the ones I've shown you already. being able to push someone into a car, Wing Chun them, Tai Chi them, anything that you do, okay? So, if you have an art you love, you add it to this. All right, Western boxing. Here's a really easy one, because you disengage, boom, and then you disengage again. And then you disengage, boom, and then you engage. All right, okay? So for a moment, I'm just kind of like this, till I get back to here. So I'm doing my hubud, bam, boom, back to here. Oh. All right, so we're moving around, uppercut, boom, overhand, boom. So you put your boxing in, you disengage, and you put your boxing in, and then you go back to the hubud. Going a little fast, I'm going to try to slow down for you. I get excited. If I had you here, I would be asking you if you have any questions on this. So if you do, write them down now. Call me up. You got my number, 442-303-5185. All my students are welcome to call me. And if we're going to do a nasty phone call, do me one favor. Make it creative. Not the same shit. Okay? So, these are the 8 that we're going to go with. But we're going to change the drill to lopsided. Okay, so now, each one of these can be done out of a different drill. This is the lopsided drill. Good boy. Every art here. So let's say we're doing Wing Chun. Well, lopsided's already Wing Chun. Okay, so this is the lopsided drill. By the way, you pull here and you roll. You pull and you roll. And when he hits me, try to block it with the bomb style. Don't do this. Don't block it with this. If you do, block it with that left hand. I can do a double block. And you're going to be shit out of luck. So the bomb style is what blocks it. Grab it here. Now, give me a quick lock style. See my elbow? See how quick it's just, your speed is helping me. As you pull me, I'm already here. Now, if, do it again, I try to block it here, do another one there, and left, I'm screwed. So just as a little reminder, when we do the lopsided drill, let the bomb style block the lock. It'll just pull it right into it. Very important. All right. So we're lopsiding, and let's say I want to do Tai Chi. So I go 1, 2, and then Tai Chi. Okay? Let's say, in fact, we'll go down the list. Wing Chun. Okay, so as we're lopping, I go lop, lop. That would be 1 Wing Chun. Lop, pop, pop. So you get your Wing Chun in out of this. Oh, can you flip it? Yeah, oh, okay. That's Wing Chun. Anything that you're pulling or trapping, that's where you need your Wing Chun. Okay? It is so important to be able to put this guy's hands here. We don't think of Wing Chun as something you're going to beat him with. We don't go, boom, and lopsided you, you're down, and fight's over. That's not where it's at. But the lopsided is a means to an end to get something else, for the pop style. So that's where Wing Chun comes in. Out of the lopsided drill. Okay? As he goes here, that's my first Dumont. As we go here, my second Dumont. So I'm on the arm. As we go here, third Dumont. So you're doing Dumont, oops, no. So you're doing Dumont out of lopsided drill. Okay? That's another good move to move somebody into a car, if it's life or death. Dumont. It's not quite as good as Wing Chun. Tai Chi! Out of lopsided. So that means I need to do a double lopsided to keep him like this. Okay, we're going to move to Thai boxing out of the lopsided drill. And what I'm giving you is arsenal. It'd be like if I gave you a bunch of bullets, and I gave you a bow, and and then I gave you the arrows. Well, the arrows are these techniques we're doing here, okay? The bullets, that's the arsenal, okay? And that's what we're giving you is different arsenals. Now, in order to do Thai boxing, we do a double lop style, okay? So I go lop, lop, and then that gets me to the head, move them around a little bit, throw a few moves in, go back to here, and now we're back in lop style drill. I want to go out here, bam! I can't do the kick with his leg, but bam! That would be the Thai boxing, okay? You do it to me, Ricky. Do it on this side. So Thai boxing out of lop style drill. Anytime you want. You want to? Yeah, yeah, and then give me a kick.
From this way here?
Well, here's the best way to do it. When you got him up like this, then you come and slam it in here. Okay. Yeah, so
You just did it.
huh?
You just did it.
That's the right leg. The left leg is ripped. Okay. So when you pull me this way,
Okay.
then you attack that thigh.
So I pull-
Yeah! Boom!
say, who looks old on this?
Right? And you might need hoop leg to get you back to lobster. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So it can flow.
Absolutely. There's no room. Okay? Sweeping. Okay? Sweeping on the lobster drill, I need to get in deep. So when I lop, I get to here. And now I gotta sweep, and we come back up, and we're back into the lobster drill again. Okay? If I sweep from this side, I do a sweep, come back up.
Looks
we're back
old.
into the lobster drill.
Yeah, well, we'll do that for you.
Sweeps you can do, but they're all based on his positioning. If I'm like this, okay, you don't really have much to sweep. You see that? It's gonna parallel. I'm like, what you say, what the fuck? And we're like this, okay? So that's not the guy you're gonna sweep. But if you go, let's go, and you got this out here, then you can come in with a quick knee, bam, and I'll sweep you with that side. Yeah. Okay? So you look at the structure of the legs, how far apart are they, how close, because if all the weight is coming down the thigh bone straight to the ground, it's not a good guy to sweep. If you really are bent on sweeping somebody, and he's like this, and he's not in a good position, bam, put in the knee, takes the weight off that leg, and then you can sweep it. So the two arts that really go hand in hand are Thai boxing and sweeping. Okay? Ricky, this will be yours. Sabat. Okay? So what makes you do this better is if you pull in and then attack. Okay. Whereas Wing Chun, you can stand right here. And down here, you might want to pull and then attack. Okay? So I'll let you do that whenever you want. Pull. Boom. Perfect. Okay? So again, please do that same one. Let's get on this angle. Beautiful. Right back to this. So I don't know if we're going to do Savat, Wing Chun, Kali, sweeping. They all flow together. That's the idea. When I would spar with Dan, I was like the first guy on my block to have a video camera. It was 1976, and they were just coming out. So I got hundreds of hours of me and Dan. Okay, so I put the camera over here, have somebody, film us, and I spar. And when I would look at it afterward, I could write down the amount of arcs that he did on me in one match. It would always be some kind of Wing Chun, some kind of sweep, some kind of Tai Chi. You're like, holy shit, he can do anything he wants. You have complete control of this person, okay? Because of these arts that we have, and because of the fact that we do them dynamically out of drills. And hubud and lopsa are the two main drills that we do. We also do chisao, but it's a real pain in the ass. It takes a year, 2 years of hard work to get chisao properly. So most of the time I'm like, you don't need that. We can just do lopsa and hubud, and it covers everything. But it's your call. Okay? It's your call. All right. We are on, we did sabat, boxing out of lopsa. Okay, so we're lopsawing, and I go boom, uppercut. Lopsawing, boom, overhead. But you kind of know when to do it. If I grab this and pull him this way, that's screaming overhead. Oh. If I'm on this side, and if I'm a little here, that's screaming uppercut. Okay? So as we do a lopsaw drill, back and forth, You can even just separate, boom, come back to here. Go up to here, boom, come back to here. Go up to here, boom. Okay, so find where your punches are out of being tied up is very handy. Okay, so boxing, left saw drill, put them together. All right, what I'd like you to do is go over this, write down all the arts, and make sure that the two drills that we do are lap saw drill and hubud. So if I were to give you a homework, I would want you to watch this webinar over and over, get it to where you pretty much have it memorized, and then get with a friend and do lap saw drill and see how many arts you can put in out of there. If I asked 100 people to put in Wing Chun out of the lap saw drill, probably most of them are going to be different. You pick a different time. One guy might want to do a pop saw here, another guy might want to do a lap saw. So again, this isn't written in granite. We're just using the arts to help us out. Okay? So, next we are going to do Wing Chun Sombrado. Sombrado, Wing Chun, if I had to critique them, they don't flow that well. It's a little stiff. Okay? So, if you get a Wing Chun Sombrado pattern going, that means I do a pop, he counters me, I counter him, he counters me. It's like, okay? And that's what Wing Chun Sombrado should look like. All right, let's get to that side, okay? Right lead, right hand up. All right, we're gonna start with a pop saw. Boom. Okay? And Ricky, you're gonna block and jiao sao me to counter. So I pop saw, but he counters my pop saw. Down. Boom, with the jiao sao. Okay, give me a pop. Boom. Okay, so pop sao, jiao sao. Now, for me to counter the jiao sao, I'm going to do a tan sao. Okay? Boom, boom, boom. He has his hand here, but you can push your way through it. And then you're in. Okay? So you're writing this down, pop sao. A does pop sao, B does jiao sao, A does tan sao. Okay, so see, it's going to go back and forth. All right, so 1, 2, now you do it to me. You pop sao. Boom, no tan sao. This is where we end up. When you have two hands on the outside in the art of Wing Chun, you do what's called a jet sao. Boom. Okay, you do it. Yeah, not out that way, but up. Yeah. Okay, so here we go. Pop sao me. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, one more time. Pop sao, jiao sao, tan sao, jet sao. Jet sao, you're just jetting down. Okay. I worked with the Dallas Cowboys, and Tom Landry wanted me. I said, "What do you want me to do? You want me to teach you guys how to fight? Is this like just fighting? I'm glad to do it." He said, No. I want you, with these energy drills you do, to teach our defensive guys to get to the quarterback quicker. And these were guys like Randy White, Ed Jones. I'm not sure if you know, but they're monsters. Okay? When I first touched Randy White, it was like I went up to an oak tree trying to pop salad. Okay? So what I learned was, do this. That's Randy White's strength. That's one arm. Okay? All right. Now, when I do this here, it ain't going nowhere. But then I remember what Dan said, use dynamic shock. So when I, boom, that got in. It's not going to move it all the way down, but it's going to move it enough to get in. So if I'm here with one hand, okay, I pop saw you, block me here, too much. But if I go boom, just a little, slap, slap. So slapping is shock. Grabbing and pushing is strength. And we want to use shock in Wing Chun. Okay? All right, so pop sao, jiao sao. No, that's me. I'm narrating myself. Okay, come in. Pop sao you, then I jiao sao. Boom. Now I have two hands on the outside. Boom, jet sao. Okay? Two hands on the outside. Jet sao. You pop sao me now. Excuse me, I'll pop sao you. Pop style, the jow styles. Now I'm here, jet style. Perfect. No, it doesn't matter if you come in with 2 or 1, you just want to get home. But what you did perfect was this. I felt that shot that went here. Okay? Pop style, jow style, ton style, jet style. Yes. Okay? Now, the pain in the ass of jet style is, when they jet, you don't know if they're going to hit you with this hand or this hand. And it's a crapshoot. So you need to have a technique that blocks both. So it's bong sao and tan sao are the 2 techniques that will block that. Now we don't do double tan sao for obvious reasons, headbutt and center lines open. We don't do double bong sao because it just looks goofy. Okay, but it doesn't work either. But what we do is combine a tan and a bong. So the counter to somebody jutting you is called tan sao. This blocks equally. So Ricky, jet sao me? Yeah, there you go. Come in hard and hit me. Okay? So, I pop, you jowl, I turn, you jut. So let's do that again. Boom, 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 boom. Now when I'm here, I'm going to trap this and come here. That's my pop stop. So watch it again. Pop. Oops, I'll pop. Pop, jowl, jut, quan. Again. Jowl, jut, quan. Right here. Is that an issue here? I was. Okay. Pop style, jowl style, jet style, quan style. Okay, one more time. You gotta see it is pretty quick. Okay, not the speed of the hand, but just the speed of the technique. Okay, so bam, 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 bam. From here, boom, I come into this. Now let's reverse that, Ricky. You punch me. So pop, jow, jut, and that'll be a bong sao, and that'll be a tan sao. Yes, perfect. Who started? You. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Boom, boom. See, you're timing. That blocked mine. Now I jut and point. Yes. Now take your left hand. Take this hand and trap that. And take your left hand and hit it. Perfect. Okay, let's do it again. Boom, boom, boom. What's up? Boom. And now I come in here. Boom. Okay, so one more time. Ricky comes in, pops out. Jowl style. Boom. And come on, that's it. Do it again. We'll do it real slow. Pop, jowl, jut, quan. Yes. And when you're in that quan style, take your right hand and tap that, and that comes right to my face. So let's get that far. Okay? Pop, jowl, jut, quan, and pop. Again. Pop, jowl, jut, quan, tell me. Quan, come in with that. Yes. Now, when Ricky comes in with that, that opens up nothing in Wing Chun. You can't do shit if you're doing Wing Chun. So we divert over to Kali. Alright? So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, take that hand and just slap my kidney and come all the way around. Perfect. And when you slap the kidney, come up to here. Okay? So, you pop. Pop, jowl, jut. Okay, and you're going to quan on my hand. Do it again. Pop, jowl, jut, quan. Perfect. And now here, boom. And so do that again. And when he does that, I block, and I hit this, and I'm back up to here. Okay? We're doing Wing Chun counter for counter. It's very intricate. Okay, once again. A does a pop style, B does a jowl style, A does a tan style, B does a tan style, A does a jet style, B does a quan style, B does a pop style, A comes kitty and that ends the game. Okay, one more time. Boom, 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 boom. Perfect, do it again. Boom. Jet style, boom. Hit, bam, now come back to here. Okay? You will never do this exactly the way that I'm showing you, because it's always going to depend on this fellow's energy. Okay? Dan used to get all pissed off. I said, what's the matter? He goes, I'm trying to do a double puck cell. I was like, you keep giving me energy for a puck cell lopsided. Okay, and I'm like, what? And I'm 17, like, what are you talking about? Energy? The lightning bolt with my ass or something? I didn't know what the hell he was talking about. But energy is pressure. And the pressure you need to read for a technique. So the problem when a teacher is trying to teach a student to do trapping, he can't say do these moves because they're going to depend on the energy of the other guy. So we can kind of fake it a little bit. And that's what we're doing here, just to get you flowing. Ricky won't do it. Ooh, that's it. And the thing, boom, I'm up to there. So I get on my tiptoes. Because you're a big okay? All right. Wing Chun Sombrado. I'm going to demonstrate this one more time. We're going to go hyper slow. So what we have so far is we have hubud, we have lapsal, and out of these two drills, we have these 8 combinations to do. Okay? Then we go to sombrado, and we're doing Wing Chun out of sombrado. Okay? This is typically, Wing Chun typically, you go here, and you're done. You do a couple moves and you beat the guy or something. Okay, it's kind of karate-esque. Dan, like, I love the techniques of Wing Chun. The drills are not that good. Okay, so he developed this. So when you do a move, I counter it. Okay, so when we're up to here, I go, bam, and then jump. There's one, just up. Boom, bam. Okay, so that's the combination one more time. I'm A. Pucks out. B, down. C, jets out. Okay, and A does a corner side. Got it, guys? This is sombrado, Wing Chun. All right, take a break, write it down.
Hold on, guys, we're gonna put this on. I gotta switch this and put it on pause. So let me move this thing. Move that. This one. That's the one.
Okay, for our final thing, I want to cover the concept of the knife, and I want you to understand it. When I trained SEAL Team 6, we did 90% knife, 10% empty hands. Okay? The knife is the highest level weapon you can put in your hands. You're moving your body, you have mechanics, you have timing, you're up moving like a cat. I mean, if you do it right. Most guys don't know how to do the knife right. Okay? So I want you to watch, and I'm going to take this thing not just to defang. Normally we hit each other in the hand and we don't do anything. Okay? But this time if you get hit in the hand, you got to drop it like you got hit. We're going to make this real. Now, if Ricky hits me in the hand, we move around the floor, bam, boom, and I'm here. I still might grab a weapon and start firing with the other hand. Okay? It's unlikely because it's very painful to have your tendons cut. Okay? But it's when I'm teaching the military, we don't take chances. It's always for the kill. Okay? So if I try to actually kill Ricky with a knife, and he still has the knife in his hand, just cut me, what we doing? Boom, straight. Yeah. It's just you're never gonna get in. Okay, so you have to do the kill when he doesn't have his knife. All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna spar. Whoever gets hit, drop the knife. The other guy goes for the kill. Okay. Now you can kill slicing, but it's not as effective because everything has to be perfect. So normally, slicing is just a means to an end to get the thrust. Okay? And if you want to learn how to thrust with a knife, Most people go like this. They move around and they go, okay? You do this on somebody, the knife will go in this deep. You know, picture you going through muscle, fat, bone, and you want to bury this knife. So what you do is you get yourself to a market, okay, butcher shop actually. Market doesn't have this. And you get a big piece of beef. It's got bones in it better, okay? Hang it from the wall. First time I did that, because Dan told me, yeah, it's different, Paul, when you're actually doing it for real, you know? And because I'm doing it, I'm thinking I'm doing it okay. When I actually got a piece of beef, and I went like this, I'm like, what the fuck? Come on, man. And the knife's going in this deep. It took me 6 months, and a lot of beef, and a lot of barbecues, okay, in order to get this knife in deep, to where you guaranteed a kill shot, okay? So the most important thing is that you have body mechanics when you do this, and you practice actually penetrating something. Okay? Alright, so we moved around. Now, if you cut me, Ricky, bam, did I go here? I need you to come in for the kill. Yeah. Yeah. And do a bunch. So go boom, boom. Give me, just in case. Alright, ready? You got it? Alright, look.
The camera.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
I know. Alright. Can you see Ricky? Alright.
You shoot them
Oh yeah. That's it. Okay. So, and what Ricky did here, okay, move around with me. Let me catch you. Bam. Because he grabbed me, which is beautiful. Okay? But you gotta go in for the kill after he drops the knife. So again, Ricky, move around with me. Two men that know what they're doing are not going to have a 2-minute sparring match. Sometimes, as I got to be a senior and I learned the game and I would spar with Dan, we would go for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 minutes. Nobody caught anybody. But every single time somebody got caught, it was me. Okay? All I could do is prolong my death. And that's, you know, and I got to where I could prolong it with Dan, knife fighting up to 5 minutes. Same thing with, you know, the Gracies. You're going to roll with black belts. I mean, I rolled with, my first student was Jorge. I mean, my first teacher. Sorry, Jorge. My first teacher was Jorge. And he would tap me out every 20 seconds. And then after a year or two, I could defend him. He would still tap me out, but I bought time. Okay? I bought time. You're never going to beat a black belt that's been doing this 30 years. Okay? Even if you got your black belt recently. Typically, they got these Brazilians, they got gis in Brazil this big. Okay? And they've been doing it their whole life. So what you want to do is you want to prolong it as long as you can. That's the best thing. And then when you go with a normal person, you feel like they're nothing. Okay? All right, last round, Ricky. Okay, this was the most important shot, and you're at this angle. So after you cut, you come in with a thrust. All right, go down your notes, review everything we did with me. Okay, we started off doing hubud. We showed you that you can do all these arts out of this energy drill, which is a preface to actual sparring. Then we went to lopsided drill and showed you that everything is interchangeable. Okay? Which means using no way as way. So what's your way? Philippine? I'm Filipino. Do you do hubud? Yes. Well, can you do sabad out of hubud? No. That's French. I'm Filipino. That's not who you want to be. You want to be somebody, whatever you are, the answer is who cares? Okay? Who cares? So, go down all your arts. Watch, go through this. Go through your Wing Chun Sombrado with somebody. Okay? You can even have the TV here, and you're doing it with the TV with the partner. If you can get this curriculum down, this curriculum right here, because I supercharged it super fast. But, you know, if I'm teaching 20 people, and I'm going, okay, we're going to do log out of pops out. They're going to do it for 20 minutes. I mean, 30 minutes until they get it. Okay, and I'll look around, if everyone's reasonably got it, I'll go, okay, we're going to move on. So this whole agenda that I just gave you will prevent you from ever being Paul Vunak on the top of that mountain in Aspen, Colorado, shitting himself. And Danny the Sonic comes up and goes, this is it, you have anything to teach? I don't know what to teach. I don't have nothing left. Okay? So you'll never be that guy. You'll always have techniques and drills that you can pass on. And when you know that, you never have this feeling of fear that you're going to be inadequate in your teaching. Okay? Because I don't know about you guys, but that's my fear. I don't want to be a shitty teacher. Okay? I want to be able to teach and my students get it. And I want to be able to explain it so they get it. And go slow enough or fast enough. And that's what this does. This is your agenda to teach. Plus it'll make you great fun. All right? Thank you for viewing our webinar. Hope you had a fun time. I'll see you next week.
All right, let me go back to the Zoom thing. Do this? Nope. Back to the player. Close that up. Back to oh, share. Stop sharing screen. Here we go, guys. All right, and let's go over some of the chat portions. Chat. There we go. All right, we'll take it from the top. All right. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you guys can hear us now, right? Okay, thumbs up. There we go.
This is question and answer time. If you have anything, please feel free.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to go over the chat, see if they had any specific questions.
Okay.
And then after that, we'll go. I found that worked best. And there's Snake Blocker.
What's up, Snake?
He's helping us out.
Thank you for helping us out.
Also, Paul Starkey, the Englishman.
The Englishman, eh?
Yeah, because if you're a Paul and we have other Pauls, I always refer to him as the Englishman. He's been a major help. We also had Jason Daniel Lee. He's been a big player in terms of, you know, the weapons and stuff. We'll give him a chance. Say, will this seminar have a live instruction? If so, what was the time? All right, that was previously. Says images are not clear. They'll run in slow motion, cut off moves. So you guys will get the recorded version, and that's why we do it here, but we also have it pre-taped and we'll edit it. That way, it doesn't matter as long as you had whatever. When you receive it, based on your internet, it should be fine. All right. So we need T-shirts that state, "I want my VTV." That's a good. Oh, that's funny. That's from Snake. Guy with Vu as the astronaut suit. That'd be a good one. Glad you guys from Kai. Sufu Kai is from Hawaii. Right. Man. All right, we got some new messages. Thanks for refreshing, get back to the basics. That's the meat and potatoes. Yeah. Thanks, Sufu. Doing IPTs this summer. Hey, so Sufu Paul, are you doing IPTs?
Yeah, I'm doing IPTPs now.
No.
You know, so anybody, just give me a call. Again, 442-303-5185. Give me a call and we'll talk. We'll chat. We'll discuss it.
Right. So Pope, that answers your question, Lester Churchill. And my question is, are we planning on having a live annual seminar in San Diego? That's from St. Blocker. I'm glad that you asked that question. Yes, we are planning it. The dates are going to be, it's the last day of August, the first day of September. So I think the last day of August is either 31st or 30th. And that's going to be the weekend. And then Sunday is the September 1st. It's going to be right in San Diego. And what I'm planning on doing is having it at the Marina Village Convention. It's just a few miles away from the airport. It's right on the bay in the harbor. It's going to be beautiful.
It is.
We're going to have it from morning to night. And then we can just all caravan over to the across the water and watch the fireworks. SeaWorld has fireworks everywhere, every Friday or Saturday. And then we'll have a big bonfire, you know, so the guys, you know, we want to continue everybody to kind of meet one another. There's a bunch of hotels there. We'll have food. It's going to be fun.
Our seminars are about camaraderie.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, there'll be some teaching. It won't be dissimilar from this webinar. However, everything is one-on-one, and then we take our breaks, and then we eat and relax and talk, and just get to spend time together. Just get to build our friendships.
Yeah, and that's important, and that's why we also have our group online, because you have an opportunity to engage with people, and then you get to meet them, and then when you meet people at the webinar, just stay connected with people. When you feel comfortable and you can trust people, you should be able to call them up. Say, hey, you know, like the other day, I got a call from somebody. He said, I'm having a little struggle teaching this guy doing, you know, this. And I told him, oh, this is what I would do, you know. But so you can always call Sufu Paul, but you can also call your peers, because we're just one big family. All right. We got Steve Solomon. He says, great webinar. We appreciate that. I know that there's things that we got to tweak, but we're always going to get better. I appreciate the feedback. And then it says, great instructions, without a doubt. You know, you know, can I get the number again? Sure. Let me post it in the chat. What's your number again? It's
442-303-5185.
5185. All right. And when you call that number, that's Sifu Paul's direct number. If he doesn't pick up for whatever reason, it could be he's just charging it, and just give him a call again. If
oh, and don't leave messages on my machine, because my machine is not working. So just feel free to text me, or be persistent and keep calling, and I'll get back to you. I promise. I always return calls.
Oh, let me close this real quick. Okay, that's a little better. And
yeah, that's the same.
Cool. And
dates again.
With dates, let me put that in. Let me look at my calendar. Yeah, that's your number. Is by the way, on that phone number with Sifu Paul, if you know, feel free to give me a call too if you're having trouble, or if you need to follow up with something. Sometimes I I'm able to follow up.
Yeah, if for some reason you don't get me or some reason I miss it and I don't call you back, always call up Ricky. And then he'll get a hold of me and we'll get you.
Yeah.
I have conversations with people all the time. Sometimes we talk for half an hour, 45 minutes, an hour. The more you pursue the friendship, the more you pursue the questions, the better it will be. I had a relationship with Dan that was not just student teacher, but it was friend, and a lot of that was because I pushed the issue. I pressed it until we became friends. So I'm looking forward to you guys doing the same thing.
And but I did post the dates. So the seminar in San Diego, it's going to be the 31st of August, which is Saturday, and it's the 1st on September. Now, oftentimes we may do something on a Friday and also on a Monday for people that, because for example, we got Paul Starkey from England. He's bringing his crew down, and they're going to get a more smaller group of training, most likely on that Friday. Sometimes we do like a rat seminar on a Monday. So, but for people who are looking for some extra stuff, but for the most part, the actual seminar itself is on a Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah, and you bring up a great point, Ricky. Saturday and Sunday is the seminar. Let's say you had planned on doing an IPTP with me, and then you go, oh my, now you have a live seminar too, and your wife's not going to let you come out twice. Come do the IPTP 2 days before the seminar, or 2 days after the seminar. So the 2 days before and the 2 days after, Thursday and Friday and Monday and Tuesday, okay, are the best times for you guys to come out, do your IPTP with me, and then jump into the seminar.
And I'm glad you mentioned about wives or spouses, you know what I mean? So we picked this location. San Diego is a great place to bring a family. So when we build the site and we build out that information and we have the various hotels, about the airports, so you don't have to rent a car, you can just Uber in. When we do that, we'll probably put down stuff like the different attractions such as SeaWorld, and we got the San Diego Zoo, the famous San Diego Zoo, but also some of the what are those places where people do all that shopping outlets. Yeah. So
yeah, and if you bring your wife to the shopping outlets, feel free to go home broke.
Yeah. but it's a great way to get yourself back in San Diego, because she might be like, well, I want to come. You're like, oh yeah, honey, yeah, we'll do that, get a little training in, and we'll work it.
And don't take advice from me ever about women. Remember, I'm a divorced man.
Yeah. All right. Anyone from the UK thinking about going, contact me. Yeah, there's Paul Starkey. He's been incredibly helpful in helping us build out our images and some of the ads and stuff like that. He actually did the highlight reel for us, and he did it like that. So that's a good resource for you guys. Paul's an incredible, nice guy. If you're trying to build a highlight or trying to do something technology-wise, I'm sure he would be helpful and say, hey, this is what I did. He's just that kind of guy.
Yep.
So
and Old Town too in San Diego.
Oh yeah. Obviously. He's been to San Diego. That's a great place to eat and hang out and all kinds of
like a clean LA.
Yeah. All right, guys. So let's open it up. I think I hit all the questions on the chat. Does anybody have any questions? Anything they want to make comments? This is your personal time.
Oh, I see Dan Prater. Hi, Dan. How you doing, buddy? I don't see his head, though. I just see the empty. Anyway, Dan, if you're getting this, call me up. I've been trying to call you on your 219 number, and I'm not getting through. All right, guys. So,
well, I have a question.
Yes.
Before we show them. So, Super, I have a question on that hubud. All right. So, I know we do basic hubud. I come here, I strike. So that's one, and then I lift. And I slap, and I strike.
Right.
But on that two, could I see that again, nice and slow?
Yeah. So when we do hubud, raise, slap, hit, raise. Now, right when I'm about to slap hit, instead of coming with a 1, I go raise, slap, and it's a backhand. And that opens up a whole new world for you. That's the Kali influence.
So it's like it's a Let me see that again. So
Raise, slap, hit,
hit,
raise, slap, hit,
slave slap, hit,
angle 2.
and then I come here.
This one's
Oh,
angle.
yeah, on this point, yeah. On that
Yeah.
sequence.
Yeah.
Right.
So think of it like this. Instead of going this way, you're going this way.
Let's go through, because I want them to see that pop.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, nice and slow.
Yep.
So can I see that again?
Yeah.
Here?
I do my first pop. It's kind of like a fake pop. Block this. Oh, see, so you go for this block. Don't let me touch it. So block that. Oh, okay. So that too is a beautiful entry, and we can make it very combative by adding that. When you just stay with raise, left, hit, angle 1, it gets mechanical. We don't want that.
Anybody, question sign, Sifu training partner? Oh, here we go. Sifu, my training partner has a question about the side mount. Why doesn't the person in the side control go up on his toes to amplify the weight? All right, so that's what they're talking about. So typically, I'll let you answer the question, but they're talking about typically is in wrestling, not necessarily jujitsu. In wrestling, they use a lot of body weight, and they're basically they'll put all the body weight on the point of the chest to go straightly down, in that which is kind of pinning the person. To do that, they got to kind of sprawl out. All right.
Yeah, when we're on side mount, we have one knee up against the hip. Okay, so that kind of precludes you from bringing both legs up and up on the toes. But when you say why don't they? They do. Yeah, they do that. You might pop up on the toes, press him down, then he makes a move, then you put your knee on his hip, then he kind of pikes out, and then you spin to the other side. So just keep in mind that this is always dynamic, and there's no reason why you cannot pop up on your toes. Okay, they actually do that.
So, and also when the person is sprawled out and applying that pressure, because their hips and their thighs and their knees are elevated, it opens up a gap. And that's where it allows a scramble in wrestling. But that allows the jiu-jitsu guy
to pull guard.
You know. Whereas when jiu-jitsu, it's a different concept. Where jiu-jitsu, they're putting that knee on that hip. And that knee on the hip is like another hand holding that person down. So it's just preventing the guy from pull guard. It's just a different way of thinking it. But I hope that answers your question. But feel free to jump on camera if that's not clear, if you had in that comment.
So my training partner has a question about this. Oh, we did that one? I have to run. Thank you, everyone. Please, that must have been Dan Prater. Okay, in college, we went to Tijuana from San Diego. Tijuana. Yeah, we can go to Tijuana. We'll get a lot of practical application down there.
No, that was when, that's how we started. So here it says, so hubud essentially is stop, parry, pin, pop.
You can do that. You can, whatever little metaphor you want in your head to make it work. The one I used to do when I was learning it was raise, slap, hit. Raise, slap, hit. That's pretty easy for my simple brain. So any way that works for you, pretty soon you won't have to think about that stuff. It'll just be natural for you.
And Sifu, just for clarification, that's just the tip of what hubud.
Oh, it's the tip of an iceberg.
Yeah.
What I was showing you there is the tip of the iceberg. You know, we'll be doing hubud. We'll pull the guy straight to the ground with Dumog. We'll be kicking into jiu-jitsu. One man will pop back up. Then we'll go back to hubud. The thing you want to remember is everything that I taught, you always want to keep your partner in check. You always want to check him. Okay. So how do you check him? Shoot, go for a takedown. And he gets down, picks up the baby, and then you're back. So I might be doing hubud with Ricky. He doesn't know I'm going to do this, or I don't know. And all of a sudden I go down. And then when I go down, he does the pick up the baby. So that's something you want to keep your partner sharp all the time. So his counter. Remember, the biggest issue when jiu-jitsu came to America was taking people down. And most Americans had shitty ground takedown defense. They just didn't know how to defend the takedown. And as the years grew on, takedown defense matched the actual jujitsu. And then it became a lot more difficult if you want to just play the game on the ground against good fighters because they got good defense. So that's always the game we play. I have more questions on the side control.
Just for clarification on the pick up the baby, that's a double underhook. So I'm putting my arms underneath the arms. So I have one underarm and one underarm. And we call that picking up the baby.
I got that lexicon from Eric Paulson, so I thought it was pretty cool.
Thank you very much.
Sure, if we were putting one or
I
two.
have one more question. I said I have one more question about the side control.
One or two.
Hey, Sufukai, why don't you just get it on camera or
Yeah, we don't see the question here. I just said you have a question, but we don't see the question.
if we are putting
Oh, it's not a question. I had a more additional answer to help his question.
Please do.
So basically, if you're on your toes, you should be moving the guy. If you're in top position and you're on your toes, you're moving, because if you're on your toes and still, you're creating a window for him to turn in either direction under you. You want to think of the human body like a capital letter I, where your shoulders and hips are the top and bottom of that I, and then your spine is the center of that capital letter I.
Yeah,
So
I
you
agree
need
with that because that's what I said when I said it's dynamic. Yeah,
Yes.
if you're up on your toes and you're moving. Yeah, absolutely, bro.
So basically, to help that guy out, you need to control at least one end of that bar. So the reason why you're not usually up if you're in a stationary side control is because in that moment you're trying to get a sub or you're trying to isolate the guy for strikes or something. But if you're on your toes, you're dynamic, like Sifu said, you're moving, you're trying to transition to improve your position or to get access to something, right? So you might be trying to take his pocket knife out of his pocket. You might be accessing a brick. Who knows what you might be doing? Anything with Sifu, it's an out of the box approach. But the core principles and concepts having to do with positional control on the ground are you have to isolate the shoulders or the hips in order to prevent movement. Just like if someone has you in your guard, but their hips are on lockdown, they can't do any subs until they free the hips. So that's basically the core concept of why you wouldn't want to just be on your toes in side control.
Right on. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Thank you. From
Is that Dan Prater?
yeah, no, it's Dan.
Oh, our Dan. Okay. Hey, let's.
Okay, let me call you back. All right, but come to the house, okay? All right, bye.
Thank you very much.
Hi, guys. Did you have a question or?
You
answered it.
That was my question, was about getting up on the toes. I used it in law enforcement when I was wearing body armor, and wore the guy out. It just kept wearing him out until I could get him in handcuffs.
Right. It's a whole different principle when you're talking about, excuse me, Western wrestling or jujitsu. A jujitsu man wants to slow the game down and try to eliminate scrambling as much as you possibly can. Whereas a Western wrestler loves to scramble. This is why you have guys 65, 70, 75 years old that can still do jujitsu, because they slow the whole game down and they stop this young, strong guy from moving around and scrambling. So that's kind of a thought you might want to keep in mind. Yeah, if we're putting 1 or 2 into hubud, can you out of 3, 4?
So, Paul Starkey, if you could explain a little bit more about your question. It says if we put 1 and 2 into hubud.
Oh, I see what he's saying. Okay, so if you're doing hubud, Pablo, here's a 1, okay, and here's the 2. Now watch what happens, hubud. Yeah, just ask. Okay, so here's the 1, and here's the 2, people. Okay, but if I go down here 3, look at my face wide open. Okay, so 3 and 4 lowers that hand and opens the face. Great question. Okay, and there's always a time you can cheat, but most of the time we keep it at a 1 and a 2.
Brilliant. Thank you.
That's why I like English guys. Everything I can say is always brilliant.
All right.
Okay.
All right, the next one. All right.
But if I,
That's it. Hey, does anybody else have any other comments or questions? This is your time.
all right. Well, listen, guys, we're gonna rock and roll out of
I
here.
got a
Oh,
question, Sifu.
yep.
Hey, that's
Hey,
Josh Scott,
Sifu, Josh
Josh.
Scott here.
the
Ricky, what's up,
retiree.
man?
Look at him. Look at him.
Hey,
He's like
hey,
a skateboarder
Sifu,
now.
my question is, at one time you were, we were focusing on the asymmetrical violence and like the clinch positions, and you were talking about maybe coming up with a belt system. Is there any thoughts about continuing that program or more to follow in the future?
Well, remember, my definition of asymmetrical violence is when you combine Kinamutai with jujitsu. So like in the webinar, when I was talking about biting the face and biting the ear and that is the asymmetrical violence that I was referring. Relative to my belt system, I have been dragging my feet on that. I'll be honest with you. Okay. I'm glad you're giving me a little kick in the butt. I need to do that. I want to do that. I want to get ourselves, a system where there's a hierarchy and you understand it. Typically, to really get good at your asymmetrical violence while you're wrestling, you need goggles and a mouthpiece. That's your two main tools. And while you're wrestling, thumb each other's eyes and bite each other, thumb each other's eyes and bite each other. And you will learn so much, even on your own, without me teaching you any particular technique. So do your normal jujitsu and go for those eyes with the goggles and the mouthpiece.
Right on. Thanks, Sifu.
Right on. Yes, my brother. Sifu, but 1 or 2. I have one more thing. If it was a nice gesture to honor Daniel doing, of course, thank you. Right on. Yeah, all of us say a prayer for Daniel Doobie, and because he passed away recently, and he was the pioneer of 90% of the savant I'm teaching you. Progressive speed after 40 and preventing injury. Okay.
Fast matches.
I don't get injured doing martial art. I always warm up. I can feel my body. It's called kinesthetic perception. And if I'm cramping somewhere, but I get most of my injuries playing basketball. But
Fighting too.
yeah, fighting gives you some injuries too, definitely. Yeah. But
such as today.
But at the end of the day, how you train is what prevents injuries. And when you know how to move slow, you don't have to go full bore on everything. Wrestlers go, Western wrestlers, they go ape shit. I mean, geez, they're full bore on and they get injured a lot. Conversely, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, they go slow, they breathe, they feel their body. And like I said, I grappled with Elio Gracie when he was 86 years old. He tapped me out 3 times. Okay. So that's the beauty of the injury issue is the arts that we choose and how we do them. Progressing speed after 40. Okay. That's another misnomer. Okay. When you watch a Western boxer, they're all yang and no yin. Okay. And they go full all the time. And you can see, wow, Sugar Ray Leonard back when he was 30 looked a little quicker than when he's 40, So you'll see that issue. Don't leave me, Ricky. I'm not. So you'll see that issue like in basketball or in football. Okay. But in martial art, I mean, right now, Dan has the same speed I do, and he's 80 years old. Okay. He keeps up with me. Same thing with Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So speed, you don't really lose if you train properly. In fact, you can get faster. Anybody else here? I'm guessing speed. Okay. All right. Any other questions? Call me up. I'm here for you. Okay. 442-303-5185. And we shall chat. And until then, we'll see you guys next week or next month. Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers, mate.
Yeah.
Looking good. Thank you, Sifu.
Thank you, my brother.